right, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like one of the most premier Wuthering Waves content creators, none other than Go, is back at it again with another video talking about how Wuthering Waves proved him wrong. You might be wondering why I'm saying another video. It's because, well, he kind of just has said the same exact thing a couple of times. Why I quit Wuthering Waves, why I was so wrong about Wuthering Waves, why I quit Wuthering Waves again, and was I so wrong about Wuthering Waves, and now Wuthering Waves proved me wrong. And so you might be wondering, holy shit, what is going on with this guy? And the answer is, I can't frankly tell you. And so what we're going to be doing today is watching this video to find out whether or not we can understand him. So with that, let's go ahead. Let's get right on into it and see what he is bringing to the table for us today.
Yellow Rovers, welcome back to the channel and another Wuthering Waves video.
Awesome.
And lately, I have been uploading videos.
I didn't even need to do that intro. I wasted all my fucking time on that intro because he's just doing it for me.
Very critical Wuthering Waves because I just feel overall the public perception of Wuthering Waves is far too positive. Therefore, as an influencer, I just had to make videos on the game to use my influencing capabilities to counteract this narrative.
I think right off the bat, the reason why Yango is taking a bit of a negatory stance is simply due to the fact that he thinks it's too positive. He thinks that the game is too good, the game is in too good of a spot. And what needs to happen is that there needs to be some sort of counter-revolution, some counter-movement. I do believe Brother Man is simply a bit of a contrarian, as they might say. Somebody that just wants to disagree, not for a good reason, but simply for the sake of disagreeing. But of course, there's still 15 minutes left in the vid. Let's find out what he's talking about here.
However, after I obtained the powerful rover phobia, I did stream Wuthering Waves for 5 days in a row, beat all the 3.0 story, learned the game mechanics, and tried out all the endgame modes as far as I know. And my goodness, I feel like I just got so many things wrong in my previous videos, and
awesome.
I just had to make this video to take some time to realign my thoughts on Wuthering Waves.
You see the light.
Before I get into depth here, a trigger warning for viewers that I probably will be comparing Wuthering Waves with Genshin Impact a good.
Well, looks like Yango's about to get flamed, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like Yango is in some trouble. Looks like Brother Man's he's about to be canceled, ladies and gentlemen. This is the cardinal sin of content creation. If you do something as awful as compare two games in the same genre and then talk about why one is better than the other in certain ways, that is just fucked up. You're not allowed to do it. You're gonna get flamed on Twitter, you're gonna get flamed on YouTube, you're gonna get flamed on Reddit for doing something as absolutely absurd and just thoughtless and heartless as this. You have to leave the billion-dollar company alone.
Good bit, as both are open world anime mobile games. Now, I am fully aware that Infinity Nikki is also an open world anime mobile.
I want to see the Infinity Nikki versus WuWa vid, Yango. That is a special request for me. I want to see the Infinity Nikki versus WuWa vid because you might be the only person that actually plays both games at the same time. I don't know a single person that plays Infinity Nikki and Wuthering Waves, except you.
Game, but the thing is, Infinity Nikki absolutely demolishes, disintegrates, devastates, and destroys both of these games.
There's so much wrong with this. And like, this is the thing. You want to know what's wrong with what he has on the screen? It's not what he's saying. It's like, why do these D's not look like D's? Why do these H's look like N's? What font is this? This has to be one of the worst fonts I've ever seen. And second, I don't even think he's spelling disintegrate or devastates properly. Okay, he is spelling disintegrate. No, it's just devastate. I think it's the font. I think it's the font that's fucking me up.
In every category, be it exploration and world traversal, events, high IQ puzzle gameplay, graphics and visuals, and exhilarating combat. Wuthering Waves is often able to copy ideas from Genshin and make them slightly better.
Wait, was that the
combat? Wuthering Waves exploration and world traversal, events, high IQ puzzle gameplay, graphics and visuals, and exhilarating combat.
So I guess we are doing the Infinity Nikki versus WuWa vid. Maybe we got to give this game a shot. This looks like a hologram boss.
Wuthering Waves is often able to copy ideas from Genshin and make them slightly better, but whenever it tries to copy from Infinity Nikki, it's always a major downgrade. Just to show you all a very concrete example, in this spot we have a bonfire, and once we get closer here, we can hear music being played. So this is nice and all, but the thing is it's not that lively. You see everyone is like spaced out very awkwardly. This person here is like falling asleep. Like
Maybe she's tired.
Having a good time. No one here is really just having a good enough time. I guess these two are having a decent time, but not really even then. And they're also dancing way out of sync to the music. It's actually atrocious. And we got this person off to the side looking all depressed, so I think you get my point by now. Now, Wuthering Waves actually stole this bonfire idea. Why do they sleep on wooden beds here? That's actually really stupid. Maybe that's why they're so mad, because their back hurts from sleeping on wood nonstop. What was I saying? Oh yeah, basically this whole bonfire dancing pit was stolen from Infinity Nikki's latest update, and I'm just gonna show you all how that looks in that game. Here's the bonfire that Wuthering Waves ripped off from Infinity Nikki, and you see it's just way more lively. If I touch the fire, I take damage, which is way more realistic, and I can even join in the dance. There's multiple dances, and I can even record a video for my Instagram, and overall it's just so obvious that the Wuthering Waves version of this is a very half-assed, very budget, very Chinese version of what Infinity Nikki already has.
Why does Bro's Infinity Nikki character actually look like it's just like fucking, like he looks like he's in the endgame? Yango's account looks like it's in the endgame. 1,000,000%. He looks like he's well invested. He looks like a day one fucking player. Like this is like a top tier Infinity Blicky account. 1,000,000%. But I'm also going to be real here. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. Let's move on.
I'll go ahead and publish.
You couldn't waterboard the existence of that footage out of me. I feel like most people, if they had a recording of that, they would take it to the fucking grave, not publish it on Instagram. And the fact that Yango is kind of like on the opposite side of that spectrum, you know, that either shows an incredible amount of confidence or a complete lack of sanity, at least in my opinion.
Publish that. Anyways, I will not be mentioning Infinity Nikki for the rest of this video because these two games are just on different wavelengths. Probably the thing I like the most in Wuthering Waves is the combat, and specifically the animations during combat. Like, all the animations are truly elite, and I just really enjoy watching my rovers annihilate their foes with these flashy animations. I often don't even know what the fuck my rovers are even doing, coinciding with the button input. Like, sometimes my Chongli turns into a fire phoenix, and Phoebe does all sorts of weird shit, but the thing is, it still looks really cool, and I appreciate the overall complexity in the combat. Compared to the Normieverse games, Wuthering Waves combat is quite a bit superior. However, the problem is, even though
Man, this guy's glazing a little bit, gonna be real here.
enjoy the combat, I feel like the game constantly forces me into fighting, and at a certain point, it just starts to annoy me majorly. Like, literally every couple steps you get harassed by a new enemy, but even more annoyingly, these enemies will aggro you towards the edge of the world, even if you never even glance at them. Yo, so just want to show you all a very clear in-game example of what I'm talking about here. Let's say I want to make my way up this mountain. Well, I have to take the staircase here leading up. So I'll make my way here, and I'm instantly greeted by numerous enemies. Now, I'm okay with this because maybe they're guarding the entrance of the staircase, which is whatever. But I just don't want to deal with this, so I run by them.
Yo, guys, Yango's Carlotta is level 70. And as far as I'm concerned, bro used to be hard stuck level 50 because he could not beat the sentry. And so it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, he has made it past the hurdle. It looks like Phoebe actually saved Wuthering Waves for him. Holy fucking moly.
I'm now completely past them. I showed no intention of fighting, didn't even like hit them one time, but you see this guy is still like on my case massively, and it's just really annoying that he's just gonna follow me up the whole staircase. But the most annoying part, so he's still harassing me even though his fucking home is down there, so just clear loser behavior by that guy. But then we have another guy, so literally just one guy. Like, what is the point of this guy? Like, defend this Wuthering Waves players. He's not even really placed to kill you, it's to prevent you from pressing the C button since he knocks you out of it. Yeah, as you see, they're knocking me out so I can't press C. But even when I do finally press C, I'm greeted by 3 more enemies.
I don't think Yango has figured out how to press the sprint button yet. I think one thing that you'll notice across that entire clip is that he's just leisurely walking. I don't think Yango has the sprint or dodge button actually mapped on his computer. That would explain a lot of the issues that he's been having with the game.
Ow, okay, that just knocked me down, and okay, there's 3 more enemies now down here, so I gotta get back up here, get me out of here. Okay, now I just missed the jump. They like put a hole there. Like you guys see that? They put like a hole in the ladder so your rover can't make the jump. So I gotta like, I'm just getting slammed on the ground now. Let's try again. So we gotta get on this box over here, and then we can jump up. All right, I missed it again. Ow. Ow, ow. I guess I'll just try climbing the mountain to skip it.
I'm not gonna lie, it's almost impressive how he coordinated this clip to be like as bad as possible. Like, he first runs up the wall into a dead end and then doesn't recover any stamina at all, and then runs up the wall the correct way, but has already spent all of his stamina. That's coordinated. That's impressive. I honestly think this took a couple of takes to do. He had to be super intentional fucking up this bad. 1,000,000%.
Now, okay, I'm just sliding down. Never mind that idea. It kind of like defeats the whole point of having a staircase if I just have to avoid the whole staircase. Alright, now I've managed to stick myself into the terrain. Now, some of you all may be thinking, well, Yango, you could have just flew over that whole staircase of death and destruction. Well, the thing is, I do not like the flying mechanic, so therefore I do not use it. Allowing the player...
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I feel like that was what I told Yango to do. Yango released a video talking about how flying in Wuthering Waves was such a terrible, terrible thing to add to the game. And I reacted to that and I said, if you don't like it, maybe just don't use it. And I do think he has taken the advice. Because he hates flying, he's just simply decided not to use it. Hey, you know what? He has his convictions and he sticks to them. That's impressive.
So therefore, I do not use it. Allowing the players to move quickly whenever is just a terrible mechanic for an open world game that incentivizes a lazier world design because players can just zoom from one objective to another. This is actually one of the many problems in the new Monster Hunter Wilds game and why it's such a massive downgrade from Monster Hunter World. In Monster Hunter Wilds, you basically just auto-travel from one objective to another on your dog thing, but in Monster Hunter World, you move way slower, there's downtime in tracking the monster, so therefore the world design has to be way more thought out in that game because, well, you're actually going to be interacting with the world. You're not just going to be zooming across it. But then if you do choose not to fly like me, then you have to deal with hordes of enemies that take forever to kill. And even when I tried lowering my world level to deal with this, I personally didn't notice that I could kill the enemies any faster. Crank up the beats. So where am I with Wuthering Waves? I would say how I'm feeling right now, y'all. This is day 5 out of 5, right? I think this is gonna be the last stream for Wuthering Waves for a good bit because
I mean, I can actually see the point that he's making when it comes to the whole like world design thing, but let's also be entirely 1,000,000% honest here. There's a lot of stuff in 2.0. And there's a lot of stuff in Renacida. And the design of the region as a whole makes it so that you can just walk the entire time. Literally walk the entire time and it's still fine. Or you can fly and go to the bits that you want to go to. If you fly all the time, you are 1,000,000% not 100%ing the region. And there are a lot of areas where you kind of can't even use it, like, I don't know, the 5 or 6 underground zones.
Honestly, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna lower this to stage 4, because then basically what this means is I don't have to ascend them more. So like I'm maxed out now, or am I? Yeah, I'm maxed out. So I only have to get max level 70 on my such powerful rovers, and then I can go around the map and they should be more powerful because I lowered the world level. So like, let's try it. Because if they kill things fast, maybe the amount of enemies harassing me doesn't matter as much. Yeah.
I think Yango's actually a genius. Why waste the resources to level up your characters to 90 when you could just not raise your world level? I don't think any of us have actually thought about that. Why don't we just do that instead? Honestly, don't even raise your union level. Just keep your characters at level 20 and then keep your world level at the lowest one possible. And then you just will save time playing the game. I don't know why no one has ever thought about that, actually. Just never do the thing that raises your world level and you're all good.
Yeah, all right, they're harassing me. Okay, that's not as good as I was wanting. I don't really care, like they hit less hard. It's just that they have so much HP. Okay, oh wait, okay, knocked him.
They have so much HP. I wonder if Yango knows what an echo is. I wonder if Yango knows what a tutor or a substat is. I'm actually kind of curious.
Him down. All right, this is where we make our escape. I literally just tabbed in. Ow. Oh, that's fine. They're guarding a chest. I feel like the world level didn't make a difference, did it? Or am I doing like a lot of damage, yo? You're doing great, thank you. Thank you for being so supportive. Wuthering Waves is a shit game. I fucking hate playing Wuthering Waves. The game is so fucking dog shit. And I'm also gay. The mimic.
Sorry, what do you say at the end there?
And I'm also gay.
Nice.
The mimic chests particularly symbolize everything I hate about Wuthering Waves exploration. Like literally everything is trying to kill you non-stop, even the loot on the map is. And this just makes me find playing the game, especially while streaming and having people watch me. It just feels very stressful. And it doesn't help that some people in the Wuthering Waves community are very mean. Like you wouldn't believe how many times I got called a retard while streaming this video game through no fault of my own.
I'm gonna press X to doubt there. And not the part about people calling him a retard or people, you know, saying mean things to him in chat. The part that I'm gonna doubt is the no fault of his own. I think that's the part that I'm gonna doubt. I haven't actually seen a Yango stream for myself. I think I've caught like 4 minutes of it. Maybe we should just do an entire watch through of his VODs one day of when he's playing WuWa. I feel like that would be like enlightening. I feel like I would learn something about the world after doing that.
Only are they mean, they're also very stupid. Like, gamers in general are stupid, but anime mobile gamers are even stupider. However, Wuthering Waves players' idiocracy somehow transcends even the general anime mobile gaming community. And I know I have to substantiate this claim,
Why?
But the thing
Yeah,
is,
proof?
the Wuthering Waves player base being low IQ is so self-evident, it's like substantiating the sky is blue. Like, the only people that would ask you to prove the sky is blue are low IQ individuals, or maybe those that can make money off denying the sky is blue. I guess one of the funniest things I notice with Wuthering Waves players is how they turn into self-proclaimed rage bait detectives. Anything they don't like, they instantly label as a rage bait, and then the best part is they proceed to get baited by it anyways. It's like a fish getting hooked saying, guys, don't bite this is definitely a trap, and then 20 other fish proceed to bite the same rod. But even that analogy is too generous to their intelligence, because the thing is, it's not even bait. I will just say my opinions, such as I don't like the flying mechanic, and any negative opinion on Wuthering Waves will be perceived as a rage bait by the community.
I mean, Is it not rage bait? Is it not rage bait, Yango? It kind of is, isn't it? I feel like this is kind of what you want, buddy, isn't it?
The Wuthering Waves community is basically a bunch of retarded fish who find fishing rods sunk in the ocean, and then they proceed to hoist these fishing rods up onto a boat and then enthusiastically line up to bite the hook and kill themselves. And it's really funny to watch, so that's why I'm a huge fan of the community. Like, I even saw a guy dedicate an entire video crying about Mr. Pokey being a meanie weenie on the X platform to Wuthering Waves players, and all the comments were crying about Mr. Pokey being such a meanie weenie. So you're probably thinking like, damn, what did Mr. Pokey post? This must have been some top tier rage bait to make many people mad. Well, he just said he thinks Zenless Zero's combat is better than Wuthering Waves. That's not rage bait, it's his opinion, but even if it was rage bait, it is so low quality. Like, at least when communities get baited by Tectone, it is high quality bait, because Tectone is a true artist. Honestly, I can see 100 years from now Tectone's post on the X platform being immortalized in some museum in France or something, and then we have...
Did he call it a museum? Did he actually just call it a museum?
Honestly, I can see 100 years from now Tectone's post on the X platform being immortalized in some museum in France or something, and then we have some tour guide being like, Zello everyone, welcome to the Musée de Tectone. It's very nice. Follow me, I'll show you beautiful painting. Le Savior des Arcnats. This painting, every word was intricately chosen to maximize piss off Arcnats players. It's very nice. La rage de l'amour incestueux. Regarde ses retardes. Le boeuf retardé. Regarde ses retardes. Le boeuf retardes pour le blowjob. Le frogon, it's very nice. Un destin cruel, richet et vivant. Le jeu pour enfants, or the game for infants, which is Genshin Impact. This painting here pisses me the fuck off every time I look at it. It's very nice. Reading through this makes me want to rip me dick up, and Z don't even have dick because I am a woman. So I guess it makes me want to vaporize me pussy. It's very nice. Follow me, I show you.
Bingo. I'm gonna be honest, man. Do you need treatment of some kind? I'll like contribute to like a GoFundMe somewhere. Or something. I know San Francisco is a crazy place, brother, man. I feel like maybe you gotta move away from the city. I feel like you gotta move away from San Francisco. I feel like it's having a negative impact on you. There is something going on, brother, man.
Show you one last painting. This right here is my favorite painting in this museum. It makes me so fucking angry. Les ballet de emojis de batatas. The first three laughing emojis is like, haha, look at this idiot, everyone. But then it's followed by 3 skull emojis like, wait, you're so fucking stupid that I am dead from how unbelievably stupid you are. But the real beauty of this piece is in the climax. They have no idea what the fucking meaning of these emotes are, but they make me so fucking angry. And I don't know why. It's very, very nice. Meanwhile, Mr. Pokey just posts, Zenless Zero combat better than WuWa. No talent, no effort, no beauty. This isn't art, this is trash, and yeah.
Really? Because I was gonna say, when I look at Mr. Pokey's tweet, all I can say is, it's very nice.
Yet it works on Wuthering Waves players. The game modes in Wuthering Waves I am a lot more positive on. My least favorite is for sure the hologram fights, as they're just overly difficult and annoying, but they are just one-time reward things. Though, in my opinion, Crow games should just remove the rewards because they just kind of discriminate against those that have less hand-eye coordination than those that have good hand-eye coordination.
Agreed. Honestly, I feel like Kuro should just make all the content in the game optional. And simply for logging in, like if I log in once a month, I should just get all the daily rewards for the entire month, all the rewards from every TOA reset, all the rewards from every WuWa reset, and all the rewards from every new hologram that just got introduced that patch. Then I could take my Wuthering Waves playtime and get the most out of it in probably about 10 seconds. and then I'm ready for the next patch. Awesome gameplay right there.
Like, hardcore players with good hand-eye coordination will play these anyways. Tower of Adversity is pretty fun. I've seen some complaints of people saying it's a copy-paste of Genshin Spiral Abyss, but Genshin Spiral Abyss is already a copy-paste of Revi Starlight Stage of Dreams anyways. And honestly, I think Wuthering Waves implementation is a slightly better version of Spiral of Abyss, and I don't really see the issue with it.
True.
I like the stamina system in this mode, where basically you lose stamina between floors, which means you're very encouraged to farm for multiple powerful rovers on your account. So that's something that's very, what's the word for this? Like, clear to work towards. But
why is it that Yango's take on TOA is like actually better than like Yango actually has like a good take on TOA, and like you can clearly see that he doesn't really even play the fucking game? Why is it that his take on the TOA is like at large better than like a good chunk of the community? I'm not even joking. His take is actually better than a good chunk of the community. That's wild.
my favorite game mode by far is Whimpering Waste, which is kind of like Tower of Adversity, except it's hordes of weaker enemies you kill over and over again. I like this mode because it makes my rovers feel very powerful, and some of the enemies even run away from me because I have such powerful rovers on my account. And overall, it's just a really fun game mode to sow death and violence in. As for everything else, like storytelling, farming, leveling mats, whatever you can think of, it's just all a copy-paste from Genshin Impact. Honestly, the rivalry between Genshin Impact and Wuthering Waves players makes no sense because both their games are literally the same exact thing. Like, there were times during my 5 days streaming this game that I thought I was playing Genshin Impact because these two things are literally the same. Anyways, I think in my last Wuthering Waves video, I scored the game a 4.8 out of 10, which after playing the game more thoroughly in the past 5 days, I no longer feel is accurate, so...
Wow. It looks like that little stint, that less than a week of dedicated streaming, it has changed his mind completely. I'm excited to see the 11 out of 10 rating. I'm excited to see the 12, 13, 14 out of 10 rating. Let's see what Brother Man's got ready in store for us.
I would actually like to raise my score to a 5.4.
Go fuck yourself.
Out of 10.
All right, so I would say that this video by Yango was an interesting one. Definitely took us for a bit of a ride, but I'm glad to see that over time, as his gameplay has progressed, as he's gone from, you know, premier Wuthering Waves hater, flying unenjoyer, and just, you know, generally somebody that's been trying to cause trouble in the space, I am glad that he's beginning to turn into one of the most positive CCs that Wuthering Waves has ever seen. His takes on the endgame specifically, I've never heard of anybody talking about WuWa like that one. The fact that enemies running away from you is actually a good thing, that's a perspective that I think that not a lot of people have had, but it's a legitimate one, for sure, 100% sure. So with that, let me know what you all thought about this one, and peace.